Hey Talking fam, and welcome to another Talking Sports video. And today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Waste Management Phoenix Open 2023 tournament preview. Now this is always one of the biggest tournaments of the year because you have the 16th hole, the loudest hole in golf, 16,000 fans surrounding the par 3 hole, and this is always one of the best holes I say in golf. Tiger Woods iconically has had a few hole-in-ones on this hole, which is also really cool. Do you have so a huge hole and a huge pool of players today. Let's take a look. So the top 23 of the top 24 players in the official World Golf ranking are eligible for the Phoenix Open. We'll tee it off. So let's take a look at the preview. So predictions, expert picks, odds, field rankings, golf best bets for the Super Bowl week. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, to start off, we have the event information is from the 9th to the 12th in TPC Scottsdale, Arizona. It is a par 71 with 7,261 yards. So it is a little bit longer, and it is one par more. So par 71. This is going to be harder to get under par today. So let's go ahead and see. So the odds, the best odds of this tournament, we have Rory McIlroy and Jon Rahm. They both have the highest odds. McIlroy, it's been a while. The last time he appeared was the CJ Cup at South Carolina, where he won, ascending to the road number 1 with the victory. He is the reigning FedEx Cup champion. Now he will continue to look strong play at a golf course he has rarely seen, as his lone appearance in 2021 resulted in a tie for 13th. He did miss the cut at the 2022 FedEx St. Jude. He has played in 8 tournaments across the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour, finishing no worse than tied for 8th and collecting 3 trophies along the way. Now, Jon Rahm at 15-2. Scottie Scheffler at 14-1, 4 times a winner on the PGA Tour. It is hard to believe that this marks his first title defense. He blistered the competition in the spring of 2022. His third round 9 under throttled him into contention. Now, he getting the better of Patrick Cantlay in extra holes. He arrives this year winless since his triumph at the 2022 Masters. He has consistently found his name on the first or second page of the leaderboard, but has settled down the stretch when looking at his close calls at the Charles Schwab and Tour Championship. Now let's take a look at the Xander Schauffele 14-1 and Colin Morikawa at 20-1. 20-1 as well. You have Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, and Tony Finau. Thomas without a top 10 finish in a full field event since the Canadian Open last June. The 2-time major champion has struggled with his approach play and has often needed to rely on his around the green presence to keep him afloat. At 20-1, Patrick Cantlay. The Phoenix Open was the start of a disappointing trend for Cantlay last year. Now losing in a playoff to Scheffler, Cantlay added 3 additional runners-up last year, with only 1 individual win to his name. He began this year high on the list to make substantial waves, but has been slow out of the gates. Now he finished tied for 16th at the Tournament of Champions and tied for 26th at the American Express. 22-1, you have Mats Homa. He is a top 5 player in the world. The argument could certainly be made of all he does is continue to win, and enters this week second in the FedEx Cup rankings behind only Rahm. While he has done the majority of his winning in the state of California, he calls Scottsdale home these days and has high likelihood to contend in front of family and friends. Over the last 12 months, he ranks 9th in this field in total strokes gained. And the Cameron Young's at 25-1, Tom Kim and Hideki Matsuyama as well. Take a look at the picks. We have the winner, the contender, and the sleeper. The winner is projected to be Tom Kim. And don't be scared that he will be making his tournament debut this week, as he will have plenty of experience on the bag. His caddy, Joe Stravon, was a winner here alongside Ricky Fowler in 2019. He is a Scottsdale resident and should be able to effectively navigate Kim with a along Scottsdale, of course, where plotters such as Webb Simpson have won. Now, his skill set will shine through. Over the last 6 months, he has won twice and ranks first in his field in strokes gained approach, second in terms of proximity from 150 through 175 yards, and fourth in opportunities gained. So next up, we have Sungjae Im, who will be a contender. He was among many to have a chance towards the end of the Farmers Insurance Open, but ultimately finished with a tie for fourth. He added to what was a so-so start this year. He ranked second in strokes gained approach and sixth in strokes gained putting at Torrey Pines, set to make his fourth Waste Management Phoenix Open appearance. In his last finishes of tied for 17th, tied for 34th, and tied for 7th. To his credit, he is a best par 5 scorer in the field over the last 6 months, as his off-tee presence and hot putting should give him an opportunity to win his third PGA Tour title. Next up, you have JT Poston, who will be the sleeper 100-to-1 chance of winning. If you're sleeping on Poston, wake up. The 2-time PGA Tour winner has shot out the dates in 2023. He highlighted by a tie for 6th finish at the American Express. Similar to the M, he has a perfect track record at TPC Scottsdale with finishes of tied for 23rd and tied for 11th in his last 2 appearances. Now he is a fixture on the short professional golf courses where timely putting can propel him to the top of the leaderboard. Poston was nearly a surprise winner at last year's Travelers Championship. He featured Scheffler, Cantlay, Schauffele, and Sahith Theegala, all of whom contended in Scottsdale last year. That is going to be the preview. Let's take a look at the power rankings for this week. So the factors at play of this rankings will be recent form, course history, course fit, and strokes gained. Now, the weighted model, 30% off the tee, 20% approach, 15% greens and regulations gained, 15% par 5 play, 10% is proximity, and then 10% is putting on the Bermuda grass. So that's what's going to be here today, Bermuda grass. You have a $20 million purse. Defending champ is Scottie Scheffler. You can watch it on CBS, the Golf Channel, and on ESPN Plus as well. Let's take a look at the top 15 power rankings. So number 15, we have Viktor Hovland. He has had an inconsistent start of the year. His worst finish since the BMW is a 21st at the CJ Cup, and he's done without really finding a ceiling with the irons. He's missed the cut both times in Phoenix, so he's shaved scrambling spots. Don't worry about him. Ranks 10th and shooting greens par 5. Next up, number 14th, you have Keith Mitchell. He is currently showing some extremely promising form, mostly because his irons have had a consistently good run since Houston. That's usually the area that can give him issues, considering how strong his driver is. He finished 10th here last year and had it going at Pebble Beach for a 4th place finish. He ranked 2nd in shooting greens as well. So at 13th, you have Shane Lowry. He is heading over to the U.S. after his usual appearances on the European Tour to start out the year. He looked great at Abu Dhabi through a rough Sunday, and his ball striking continues to be in top form. Now, he did finish 6th place all back way in 2016 and would figure to be in equation for good putting week. He ranks 4th in shooting greens. Tom Kim, he quickly relieved the worries about his putting in a missed cut at Sony with a strong 6th at the American Express. His irons continue to be unmatched, so he can surely win any week he tees it up. Number 11, you have Jason Day. He mentioned resurgent years for 3 popular players, Ricky Fowler, Justin Rose, and Josh Day. Rose got his win at Pebble Beach last week, and Day has shown plenty of life with a 18th at American Express and 7th at Torrey Pines. Now, the putter is hot, and the driver has been good for Day, so good job. Number 10, we have Cameron Young. After an alright start to the year, he decided to play at Saudi Arabia last week in a good field and finished runner-up to Abraham Ancer. Now, he really fits the bill of what you want at this tour with his elite driver and high ceiling elsewhere. He finished 26th on this course last year. At number 9, you have Mats Homa. He won his last start at Torrey Pines to continue his rapid ascent towards the top of the golf world. He now won 5 times since his 2021 victory at Riviera, and he clearly takes a liking to the West Coast. He finished 6th and 14th in his last 2 starts in Phoenix, and he will draw a crowd. Now he ranks 21st in shooting greens approach and 10th in the model. At number 8, you have Sungjae Im. He continues to play consistent, impressive golf since last summer. He finished 4th at Torrey Pines despite a poor performance from his driver, which is usually the best clip in his bag. The irons and putters seem to be hot, so expect him to be in contention here like he did in his debut back in 2019. He ranked 7th in shooting greens on par 5 and 17th in shooting greens OTT. At number 7, we have Patrick Cantlay. He has adjusted fine to the wild crowds and Phoenix last year as a debutant. He looks like the winner until he missed some easy putts down the stretch and lost in a playoff against Scottie Scheffler. Now, his form is superb, and he possesses all the tools to dominate at Scottsdale. He ranks 13th in shooting greens and 14th in shooting greens par 5. Next up, number 6, Xander Schauffele. He has quickly quieted the concerns about his injury that made him drop out of the Century to start out the year. He ranked 3rd at the American Express with a 62 on Sunday, then added a very solid 13th at Torrey Pines. He hadn't finished worse than 17th in 5 starts in Phoenix and has been 2nd and 3rd the last 2 years. He ranks 9th in shooting greens par 5 and 9th in the model. At number 5, you have Collin Morikawa. With just a single start here, it will be interesting to see him. He did finish 25th in 2020 with 6.8 shooting greens approach, but lost 4.9 strokes on the green. That will likely be the key again. He has been solid with the putter this year and finishes of 2nd and 3rd. He ranks 1st in GIRs gained and 2nd in the model. Next up at number 4, you have Tony Finau. He has done well to build off in the same finish of 2022 and a nice start to 2023. He finished 7th, 16th, and 9th in 3 starts. And his game continues to look really strong. In 2020, where Finau looks like he may get his first big win before losing to Simpson in a playoff. He ranks 4th in GRs gained, shooting green par 5s, and the model. Next up, number 3 of Jon Rahm. He has had a disappointing Farmers Insurance Open, still ended with a 7th place finish, showing that some of his worst stuff still concludes in top 10s at times. His ball striking has found some consistency, which is scary for the rest of the field. He has finished outside the top 10 once in 7 tries here, and that was a 16th. He ranks 1st in shooting green OTTs and 5th in the model. So at number 2, you have Scottie Scheffler. He is the road number 2 coming to the venue for his first title a year ago without much hype. He's done nothing wrong as of late with 6 finishes of 11th or better in his last 7 starts. His ball striking has been extremely solid. He ranks 4th in shooting greens OTT and 9th in GRs gained. And then finally, Rory McIlroy. His last 8 starts read 1st, 4th, 1st, 4th, 4th, 2nd, 1st, 8th. For all of the talk about Rahm, Rory is the best in the world right now. The world number 1's ball striking has been outrageous, and his putter has been consistently solid. He finished 13th here in his only start 2 years ago. Ranks 1st in the model, 1st in shooting greens, par 5, 3rd in shooting greens OTTs, and 4th in GIRs gained. Wow. Crazy. So all the stats of this list are from their players' the last 36 rounds. So yeah, that is going to be the preview for this tournament this week. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.